France 24 is showing its support for France's cultural venues. Just days before they were due to reopen on December 15th, after nearly 2 months with their doors closed, the government announced that museums, cinemas and theatres would not reopen until at least January 7th because France's coronavirus cases remained too high. Well, let's cross live now to our culture editor, Yves Jackson, who's just outside of Paris. Yves, you're at the Vaux-le-Vicomte Château. It's one of many places hit very hard this year by the pandemic.
Every year, more than 350,000 people come to visit this historic chateau, which is just an hour outside of Paris. It's the largest privately owned heritage site here in France, and until March, it was full of people, with Dior perfume launches, celebrity weddings like the likes of Eva Longoria and Tony Parker, and film shoots. More than 75 films have been made here in recent years, including Moonraker, Marie Antoinette, and The Man with the Iron Mask, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. All of that is needed to bring in the revenue that's required to keep this chateau running every year. The chateau was also in the news a few years ago because of a €2 million heist you might have seen in the headlines. But 2020 has been an especially difficult year for the chateau. Visitor numbers are down by 2/3. Only 100,000 people have come to see the chateau in 2020. That's compared to 350,000 in normal times. The building is closed, but the gardens remain open this Christmas. And I came last year with my family, and we didn't actually even go inside. We really had a great time enjoying the Christmas spirit in the outdoors, and you can too.
On this chilly December night, figures robed in red usher you into a different world, where the squirrels are 5 meters tall and the trees bend to receive the wishes of children and their parents.
I made a wish that my boy might soon be able to get out and discover the world.
On the edge of the woods, a fairy lives in a cabin, and she comes laden with gifts.
Moi, je veux prendre les deux.
Les deux.
Un chevalier.
Un chevalier? Si tu veux avoir le même, j'en ai un autre si tu veux.
Tu veux quoi, lui?
Ou un dragon? Parfait.
Oh là là.
Merci.
Merci.
Ça fait du bien de...
It's great to get out with the kids. It's a breath of fresh air. A family outing with all the lights, it heals the soul.
Ça met un peu de baume au cœur.
It took 30 people 2 weeks to put up all the lights, but the work doesn't stop there. The staff have to be alert to the slightest malfunction that could break the illusion.
We've got 4 kilometers of fairy lights, and the garden is rather big. We've tried to lay it out to highlight the contours of this French formal garden.
Vaux-le-Vicomte Château is celebrating its 15th winter show. It was one of the first chateaux in France to put up lights for December, and as of last year, there's a new addition: an impressive projection across its facade.
It shows the history of Vaux-le-Vicomte, from when it was first built to the finished article with all its embellishments. There's a bit of fantasy as well to get lost in.
It's a sprinkling of magic to transport families who are perhaps in need of a little break from reality.
Well, I'm joined by one of the owners of the Château, Jean-Charles de Vauguet. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now, it's been a year of uncertainty. You were due to open the Château this week. The gardens remain open, but what has 2020 been like for you?
It's been a tough year, yeah. The first lockdown, we had to put on hold all the staff, and then we had to keep maintaining the gardens, which is huge, as you can see. The garden is 70 acres big, so we had to keep maintaining the grass that was growing. There was, and then the three brothers, we took the time to stay together and think about the future, to think about imagine the reopening and imagine also future plans for the next years.
And what has that impact had on you financially? Because 350,000 visitors in normal times, to keep bringing in money to keep this chateau going, only 100,000 this year. Financially, what's that been like for you, and what does that mean for the future of the castle?
Well, financially, it's like all the companies who have been touched by this lockdown, the different lockdowns. It's been a tough year, of course, because we have less revenues and we have to keep maintaining. So we reduced some of the costs, we reduced the staff, of course, and then we had to find new ideas. So we only had to focus on the local public, so the Parisians and around Paris and the local public, and find new ideas to attract those public to visit the gardens or even the chateau when we were open inside the chateau.
So what can people expect if they come during the Christmas season? What will they see?
So unfortunately they won't be able to see the inside, which is the most impressive thing, but at least we developed also new ideas last week when we knew we could open the gardens. So a few of the decorations that were inside the chateau, we put them inside the outbuildings where we have the carriage museum, and the public can be outside and see inside the decoration of the carriages, and also some of the decoration that we had inside the chateau and we put there. And then in the gardens we have the illuminations, we have some games for the kids, we have some animations, and of course at the end when it gets dark we have the video projection on the facade of the chateau.
And tell us, what can we expect for next year at the chateau?
And next year we decide to keep some big investments, and the big investments will start on January 5th. With the restoration of the Grand Salon and the ceiling of the Grand Salon, which is the main room inside the chateau, with a ceiling at 18 meters high. And we're going to restore it, and then we're going to do, just like we do outside, a video projection, so a video mapping on that ceiling and on the walls. And that's going to be starting in October 2021.
Okay, Jean-Charles, thank you so much and good luck for the future. The Christmas lights are on here at the Château Vaux-le-Vicomte until the 3rd of January. If you're in the region, please support them. Culture needs you.
Thank you very much, Eve Jackson there, bringing us that roundup from Vaux-le-Vicomte Château in the outskirts of Paris. And there's certainly much to look forward to when the site does reopen.